Nokia was once the undisputed leader in the mobile phone industry. Founded in 1865 as a paper mill in Finland, it transformed into an electronics and telecommunications powerhouse. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, Nokia dominated the global mobile phone market, commanding nearly 40% market share at its peak. Its iconic phones, like the Nokia 3310 and N95, were known for their durability, reliability, and long battery life. However, despite its early dominance, Nokia failed to adapt to the rapidly evolving smartphone landscape, leading to its decline. Below is a detailed breakdown of Nokia's downfall, focusing on strategic mistakes, internal conflicts, and external competition. In 2007, Apple launched the iPhone, a touchscreen device with an advanced operating system, iOS. This redefined the mobile industry by focusing on software and user experience, rather than just hardware. Nokia's executives dismissed the iPhone as a niche product, believing that consumers would prefer traditional phones with physical keyboards. In 2008, Google launched Android, an open-source mobile OS, which attracted manufacturers like Samsung, HTC, and LG. Nokia failed to see Android as a major competitor. Nokia's Symbian OS was the most popular mobile operating system in the early 2000s. However, it was outdated, slow, and not optimized for touchscreen devices. While iOS and Android provided fluid, app-driven experiences, Symbian struggled with poor user interface, limited developer support, and a fragmented ecosystem. Nokia tried to improve Symbian, but by the time they released a modern version, it was too late. Developers had already moved to Android and iOS. Nokia had a bureaucratic corporate culture with multiple layers of management that slowed decision-making. Internal politics led to conflicts between departments, making it difficult for engineers and designers to collaborate effectively. The company failed to listen to its engineers, many of whom had suggested switching to a better OS or improving Symbian earlier. In 2011, Nokia's CEO, Stephen Elop, announced a strategic partnership with Microsoft to use Windows Phone OS instead of adopting Android. Windows Phone had potential, but was not as mature as Android or iOS. It lacked popular apps, developer support, and strong ecosystem integration. Microsoft's OS was restrictive, making it difficult for manufacturers to customize their phones. By choosing Windows Phone, Nokia alienated itself from the booming Android ecosystem, where companies like Samsung and HTC were thriving. Elop's infamous burning platform memo in 2011 compared Nokia to a man standing on a burning oil platform, forcing a desperate leap into an uncertain future. While intended to signal urgency, the memo created panic within Nokia, leading to a drop in employee morale and market confidence. The transition from Symbian to Windows Phone was also poorly managed, confusing customers who were unsure about the future of Nokia devices. As Nokia struggled, Samsung and Apple capitalized on the growing smartphone market. Samsung adopted Android early, quickly improving its devices, while Nokia was stuck with Windows Phone. By 2013, Nokia's market share had plummeted, while Samsung became the world's leading smartphone brand. Nokia's Lumia series, launched under the Windows Phone partnership, failed to gain traction. While some models were innovative, the lack of popular apps and poor ecosystem support made them unattractive compared to Android and iPhone. Developers did not want to build apps for Windows Phone, leading to an app gap problem that discouraged consumers from switching. In 2014, Microsoft acquired Nokia's mobile division for $7.2 billion, hoping to strengthen its position in the smartphone market. However, the Windows Phone strategy continued to fail, leading to mass layoffs of former Nokia employees. By 2016, Microsoft shut down its phone business, effectively ending Nokia's presence in the smartphone market. In 2017, Nokia re-entered the smartphone market under HMD Global, a company formed by ex-Nokia executives. They switched to Android, but by then, the market was dominated by Samsung, Apple, Huawei, and other Chinese brands. While Nokia's Android phones were decent, they failed to differentiate themselves from competitors. Today, Nokia focuses on 5G infrastructure and telecommunications, competing with companies like Huawei and Ericsson. While still a respected brand, Nokia's mobile phone dominance is now a thing of the past. Main reasons for Nokia's downfall. 1. Failure to innovate in time. Stuck with Symbian for too long and ignored the rise of iOS and Android. 2. Bad strategic decisions, choosing Windows Phone instead of Android limited Nokia's growth. 3. Slow decision-making, anti-bureaucracy, internal conflicts, prevented quick responses to market changes. 4. Underestimating competitors. Ignored the threat of Apple, Samsung, and Android. 5. Lack of developer support. Weak app ecosystem made Nokia's smartphones less attractive. 6. Consumer confusion. Switching from Symbian to Windows. Phone was not well communicated. 7. Microsoft's mismanagement. The acquisition led to further decline instead of revival. Nokia's downfall is a classic example of how even the strongest companies can fall if they fail to adapt. While Nokia still exists in the telecom industry, its failure in the smartphone era serves as a cautionary tale for businesses worldwide.